This is your WW3 news. The insurance and after sales services of all manufacturers. This day and age, the full wheels is just a dark fader bog on wheels, super technological computer modules, radar, sensors, stuff like that, transponders and that. When the vehicle gets more older, more computers it has, it's more probe, you may need to have it serviced. And the fact is, all the manufacturers now, like Tesla, Stellantis, and even others are following, they are encrypting their management system. Therefore, your would-be independent garage, which does a decent service on your vehicle, a lot less than the mainstream dealer does as costs. And this is creating a monopolist because you're obliged to take it to the mainstream dealer, because an independent car dealer or repairer hasn't got the financial resources to buy a machine or even to buy a license just for one brand of car. But here in Europe there is a thing which is called the Right to Repair Directive. It guarantees the availability of the information and parts. But reality is, parts are sky high, and these services you have to pay for. To have free access or technical information how to repair your car. And mainly, seeing we live in an electronic age, all these cars are like computers on four wheels. And the fact that I mentioned, they're all encrypted. Only the manufacturer can do these things. Suppose you change the battery of the car, or a lamp, or module and sensor module. That has to be recalibrated. And the car has to be told, its computer, that part's been changed. Otherwise it goes around making believe it's the same old part. These are the problems. And when it comes to EVs, the batteries themselves, they are costly. You just have to go over a pothole. That structure which houses the whole dang thing in, crack or infiltration, you could easily damage the battery itself, power pack unit. And we're talking about 50, 20, 30,000 quid, whatever model it is. When it comes being damaged in a road accident, EVs are written off straight away because it's a liability. Because lack of engineers, costs, when it comes to parts and labour, is anti-economical. And these are the same things which are applied on even modern cars in the last few years or so. You have an accident, they've got radars in the bumper. It's not just a piece of plastic which has to be resprayed and God knows what. Probably dent on metal part. A whole load of things have to be changed. Electronic modules have to be recalibrated and stuff like that. It's ridiculous. And the high bill becomes really excessive, and especially the cost of parts. And people, the technician of the garage, not just has to repair that vehicle, has to recalibrate it. You need computers, you need access to the server of that model and brand of that vehicle. It's not so much of a problem of vehicles of 20 years ago, which has less electronics, piece of plastic, a dent and stuff like that. Because more plastic they become cars, the more technological they have inside as vehicles. Maybe a good thing, but when it starts playing up or gets damaged in an accident, they can be very expensive. And insurance just turn around and say, no, we're going to write it off, even though the car is efficient. These things are designed to be thrown away, to be crushed, to make you buy a new car. Because once upon a time, an old car, it's simple, cheap and efficient to keep on the road, and it's easy to repair. And obviously, who doesn't benefit at the end of the day? It's the motorist. He gets screwed left, right and centre with who you bought the car from. The insurance pay high premiums. If it gets written off, you get fuck all for the car. And obviously, today cars are really expensive because they're made to a certain standard. SUVs, your city car, your station wagon and your sports coupe, practically they do not exist anymore. There's no more available on the market as a new car, except for some exceptions. And regarding EVs, obviously, like I said, that's a big liability for insurance companies. And even when you have to repair it, to service it, even there's a lot of electronics in there. And you think purchase an EV, yes, there's no mechanical parts, but there are a lot of modular computerized parts, which are very, very expensive. And availability of these parts is not always guaranteed. Modern cars, having it serviced, insuring it, have it repaired. If you have an accident, it's not worth repairing, because probably may not be the same as it was before, because electronics are delicate. They waste a lot of time, energy, money and even resources. So what's the point of insuring a car? Then in the end you lose out on it. The insurance companies, they just make money on it, and it's more easier for them to consider them as write-offs. It's more cheaper. And the thing is, at the end of the day, all the sacrifices you made to purchase this car, especially on HP Finance, you lose out on it. The day you buy that car, the day you drive out to the showroom, you just already lost 15% of the value of the car. It's all a loser's game. There's a lot less on more efficient second-hand cars 10, 15 or 20 years ago, which hasn't got these problems. Parts you can still find, whether you buy them from the mainstream garage or from a scrapyard. They do have them, and it works a lot more economical in certain ways, except in certain cases. If you have to replace the clutch, it's always preferred you buy a new clutch. Have it done by your independent garage. But when it comes to servicing on modern cars, your repair bill will be 40% more higher than your independent garage, because independent garage, when it comes to modern cars, access to technical information, especially diagnostic services, you have to pay a subscription charge or have very expensive machinery to diagnostic that type of problem of that car, electronics. And it's in anti-economical sense. Only the mainstream dealers can have access to these systems. They can permit it because it's supplied by the mother company, the manufacturer.